Pretty bold, aren't we? I'll take care of you myself.
Virtua Cop, what an absolutely timeless arcade classic. In this light gun rail shooter, you play as either Michael Rage Hardy or James Smarty Cools, taking criminals down by the numbers, using the only certified police method that really works, by shooting them with a goddamn gun. Now, if you really want to increase your score in Virtua Cop, it becomes all about either shooting the enemies to juggle them multiple times, or performing a justice shot by shooting the gun out of their hands. In either case, you want to make sure you don't hit the civilians, because it'll cause you to lose one of your lives.
Let's go!
What we are looking at here is the Elite Edition for the PlayStation 2, which contains Virtua Cop 1 as well as Virtua Cop 2, the sequel which evolved itself with improved graphics and multiple paths you can go through. Virtua Cop 2 also introduces Janet the Marshal as a playable character, but only appears if you start a single player game as player 2. Like the original Virtua Cop, you have any of 3 stages to select from, but it really ramps up quickly in difficulty, making it a sight more challenging than the first game. While everyone remembers Virtua Cop, they probably don't all remember just how influential the game really was. Developed by Sega's AM2 team, headed by game director Yu Suzuki, which you might note from Shenmue and Outrun and Space Harrier, Virtua Cop was the very first polygonal light gun game that not only changed the standards for the rail shooter genre, but also had a massive influence on first-person shooters. Virtua Cop was the prime inspiration for the classic Nintendo 64 game GoldenEye 007, and creator Michael Hollis was cited saying, "We ended up with innovative gameplay in part because we had Virtua Cop features in a first-person shooter, a gun that only holds 7 bullets and a reload button, lots of position-dependent hit animations, in a sense you shouldn't kill, and an aiming mode. When you press R in GoldenEye, the game basically switches to a Virtua Cop mode. Perhaps more importantly, following the lead from Virtua Cop, the game was filled with action. There's lots to do with very few pauses." In the early days of Polygonal 3D, Sega definitely had their eyes on the prize when it came to using the technology in a sensible manner. Between Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter, which pretty much invented the 3D fighting game genre, and Virtua Racing, which was an obvious no-brainer when it came to racing games, you can't understate the impact Sega had on modern game design. Looking back, it's kind of funny to see how Namco managed to kind of snatch the success up by iterating on Sega's inventions, not only with Time Crisis, which is probably my all-time favorite light gun shooter, but also with Ridge Racer, which managed to be a sight more popular than Virtua Racing. And let's not forget the popularity of Tekken. They still make Tekken games, while Virtua Fighter characters have been relegated off to appear in Dead or Alive instead. Virtua Cop is always a great game to get down with. It's not very long, it's not very complex, but even 21 years after its original arcade release, shooting crooks is still fun. Now the PlayStation 2 Elite Edition that we're looking at here features improved texture work, which looks nice I guess, but from an aesthetical view, I would have really liked the option to turn on the original hard arcade graphics. Now, seeing as this is one of those games that require a CRT television and a GunCon 2 controller to be fully enjoyed, it's an extremely cheap game to pick up on eBay. So if you're looking to add a historical game to your collection and have the means to play it, do check out Virtua Cop Elite Edition.
Top Cop.